welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, I read tarot intuitively, and today we have another really special timeless pick a card reading on where are you in your spiritual journey, where are you heading. So for pile number 1, we have the Mariel Tarot. Pile number 2, we have the Black Tarot. Pile number 3, we have the Murder of Crows Tarot. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And I'll see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Mariel Tarot, this is going to be your reading on where are you on your spiritual journey and where are you going. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended master, star family, please help me tap into where is my pile number 1 in the spiritual journey and where are you going. We thank you for these clear, concise, and accurate messages. We thank you for always guiding us, especially when we need it the most. Okay, pile number 1, we have 9 of Cups, Page of Wands, the Emperor, 8 of Discs, Queen of Discs, 4 of Discs, 3 of Discs, 6 of Swords, and the Hierophant. And we, let's just address what is very apparent here in the cards is a lot of disc cards, and we have the 9 of Cups. So where you are in your spiritual journey is you are exactly at the pivotal point where you're sort of, really manifesting and sort of really birthing the sort of stability and beauty you want to create in this world. It's going to sort of manifest out of you, and you're just before that point where it all just sort of, becomes everything from nothing, like from the stage of being like the seed to being like the flower over here. You're just going to zap into your fullness over here, especially in your manifestations, so whatever you have been trying to manifest over here, it's a general reading, so whatever, it's going to be different for everyone. For a lot of it, I'm seeing it's stability, more abundance, more partnerships, whatever you want, it is coming very, very soon into fruition over here for you, and it doesn't matter if you're male, female, anything in the middle, you're showing up here in your very powerful masculine energy. We have the Emperor, and which is number 4 in the major arcana, and we have 4 of Discs, so you're really moving towards rock hard stability where you really understand the value of it because you've sort of built it from ground up, and you're going to be very divisive and decisive in your action moving on. You're going to get very, very strategic about what you want, and you're just going to strike exactly when the time is right. So you're going to get all your accomplishments one after the other, and for a lot of y'all, I feel it'll come in threes. So, if you're looking for a new job, you'll find a new job, a new partner, and a new house at the same time. Again, I'm just giving an example, but you're going to get blessings in threes over here, which is very, very short. And I think this is a very important time for you to sort of realize what you truly want and what you truly don't want, and really keep yourself in the energy of what you truly want, because you're getting very, very attractive, you're getting very, very magnetic, not just physically, but it's your energy, it's your aura that is shifting and changing over here. You're going to be more confident, and you're going to be really confident about what you want, and you're just going to go, go and get it over here. There's no more going to be pondering. You're not going to wonder about things. My nose is itching, so we'll take that as confirmation. You will be able to smell out what is for you and what is not for you over here, and you're already crowned. I feel you definitely have this sense of royalty about you, but you're going to really, really step into your heaven on earth that you have created over here. So I think it's very, very important for you to even sort of keep your mind clean, and sort of really not let those horrible thoughts get the best of you over here, because you do have some nasty thoughts. I feel, I think you have been improving on your relationship with yourself and how you speak to yourself, but I'm seeing that there could be much more improvement than what it is right now. So the kinder you get to yourself, and the more you truly pour into yourself, the faster things will just come into alignment for you. And there's no fast and slow. These are divine things happening at a divine hour for you. But what you have to do is make sure you put in the hard work. I'm getting that you are a very hard worker, but oftentimes, you haven't been able to get to where you need to be, even though you put in the work. But just know that, the wheel of fortune is shifting in your favor over here, and the hard work you put in now is going to make all the difference, and it's going to really define your future. So this is going to be a very important time for you to be truly accountable for yourself and truly be accountable for what you want to create, So now is not the time to sort of give up. Now is the time to buckle up and really pace yourself, because, you have a long journey ahead of you, but it's going to be a journey that is worthwhile, and it's going to give you all the kind of stability and sustenance that you need. You're not going to be in debt, so if you are in debt, I just want you to know that your debt will be cleared, so you need to just chill out a little. And I think the more you are, you are in this masculine energy of getting things done, but in order for your manifestations to truly come in and for it to be as bountiful as you want it to be, your harvest, you really have to be in your feminine energy, where you just let things fall where they may, and still be able to attract what you need towards you at any given time, so you're not going to be chasing anything moving forward. You're not going to be chasing people, things, places, a job, whatever. You have to let things come to you, because I think you finally understand your own value, and you understand your own value through the process that you have gone through. You have really hardened and become a beautiful diamond over here. You've really seen it all, and now it's truly payback for you in a very nice kind of way. You're going to get everything that you've always wanted. The reading started with the Nine of Cups and it ends with the Hierophant. So what I'm seeing here is, and what I want you to also know is, what I want you to know is that this is a very transitional phase in your life. So the way you're feeling right now, the instability you have right now is not going to last forever. So I think what you need to do is just truly give up and know that things will, turn for the better for you. And, it's going to benefit you in every sort of way, And I think Spirit is also asking you here to have patience. I think patience is going to be a very important virtue moving forward for you, because at times you may feel you're being blocked, but sometimes it is helping you, from jumping into a pitfall, something that may harm you, So even if certain things are not working out for you, you have to look at them in a way that they're actually working out for you, So even if people are falling out of your life, please let them go. You truly don't need people, especially since you're ascending over here. Ascension happens alone. And coming back to the Hierophant, I don't know what you do, it's a general reading. So you will reach a point at some point in your life, everyone in pile number one, where you will have inner authority and you will be teaching the very special skill that you have over here. Some of y'all could be tarot readers, so maybe you'll end up teaching tarot here of some kind, or you could teach painting, singing, whatever you do. And I'm picking up a very creative energy over here. So eventually you'll be as good. Eventually you'll be so good in your field that you will have expertise, and people will come to you for knowledge, and you're going to be sharing knowledge. You're going to be learning for yourself, you're going to be generating more knowledge, and you're going to be passing on that knowledge that you have sort of picked up on the way on your journey. So I think this is a more sort of wide view as to where your life is heading towards. You're definitely going to be a teacher here of some kind. And what I want you to know is you're going to fully blossom. For a lot of y'all, I feel that a lot of y'all are sort of had a certain kind of glow up, I want to say. But what I mean by that is you're going to glow up even more. And all of a sudden, I was at loss of words. So I think you need to speak your truth no matter what happens. It doesn't matter whose feathers you're ruffling, you have to speak your truth no matter what. It's going to be very, very important for you to speak your truth, and it'll aid you further in moving forward over here. But you're definitely moving towards a great time of abundance in your life, a great time of stability, which I feel a lot of y'all want. A lot of y'all, your finances may be a mess, and that's okay. You're moving towards a time where you will be able to, clear out your credit card bills, or clear out whatever sort of student loan or debt that you have. You're going to have more than enough money. So I know a lot of y'all are just stressing about money right now, and you just can't see it. A lot of y'all want to move, But like I said, things will happen for you at the right time, and you're not going to be left high and dry. So please get that fear out of your mind. I feel a lot of you may have certain abandonment issues and triggers, which is also sort of stopping your highest manifestations from coming in. So I think the more you focus on healing, the further along it'll push you on the path to where you truly need to be. And you are moving towards that. You're moving towards great stability over here. You're moving towards a great transformation, I want to say. You're not going to be who you used to be, and I mean that in the best way possible. You're going to become the highest version of yourself. And you know if you look at a caterpillar, a caterpillar is not really looking forward to being a butterfly, but it sort of has to. It is sort of its life path, and so are you over here. And by that, what I mean is, I don't want you to give your power away. I think you need to also realize that you have a lot of power within yourself. You're very much driving, your life. If it was a car, right? Like the reins are in your hand. So please don't ever for a minute think that things will happen regardless. Yes, certain things will happen regardless, like all of us are going to die, for example. But what you're sort of creating in the middle, you have all the free will to do exactly what you want to do. And like I said, moving from a place of accountability and honesty is truly going to help you blossom into the best version of yourself over here. And let me tell you, that is no small feat. That's a very, very big deal. And coming back to where you are in your spiritual journey right now, like I said, it's sort of like, you're just about to cross the fence to your abundance, and you don't even know it, you don't even see it, you're like really over it, you're very weary, I get that. But you're almost at that spot where it's like a magical seed drops in the desert, and just when it's about to hit, you're sort of there, and a whole beautiful oasis is going to come out from within you. The greatness is not going to fall from the sky, it's already within you. And right now I'm seeing that you're just one chisel away from getting access to that, getting access to your true power, and also understanding who you are at a much deeper level. And I think that itself will shift your inner narrative, and that is just going to sort of result in this sort of very bountiful harvest that you're going to reap. What I'm also getting here is you haven't been happy for a very, very long time. And I think firstly it's important for you to define what happiness is for you. And if you don't know what happiness is, please take your time to figure it out by trial and error. There has to be something that makes you happy. And the things you resonated with may not resonate with you anymore, so you may want to genuinely look at new things, where you find peace and happiness in your own space of solace. So you're also moving towards a great time of just being really, really happy and being really, really fulfilled. And you're going to also get a lot of rest. I feel a lot of y'all are working very, very hard. This is my pile of really, really hard workers. So all your hard work is going to pay off, and you're going to be able to really enjoy the fruits of your labor. If you're an artist, I'm just giving an example, you're going to be the kind of artist who truly makes it while they are alive. You're not going to be the kind of artist who, once they pass, their work just becomes priceless. You're going to sort of have your metaphorical work be priceless while you're alive, and truly reap the benefits of that. And also be a teacher here of some kind. You're definitely going to be a teacher here of some kind, or just impart knowledge, whatever you have learned. Because you'll also realize how much value that has, how much value your experiences have, and how truly invaluable your experiences are, and how you're able to sort of transmit that to who needs it, and who's going to be sort of be able to carry forward the legacy that you have already been creating for yourself personally. Your wisdom over here. Any other messages? I'll shuffle some oracle. We have third eye chakra, which reads pineal perspective. Connect with the third eye and transcend what you understand with your mind. Discover a deeper inner knowing through the interconnected web of all this is and has been. You can tune into this wisdom at will, and when you wish to. This wisdom is ancient yet pioneering. It is the creator of free will we will choose to weave from moment to moment. Be the observant witness, allow the transcendence of duality without judgment. Be mindful, listen, and allow your unfurling intuition to unravel the paradoxes of reality. So I think this is very, very deep. And like I said, you're going to have a more nuanced perspective of who you are, what you are capable of, and you'll also sort of understand your own personal spiritual journey and why you basically have been put on this earth. And you're going to really move differently because the way you sort of understand things has shifted. You have a high perspective on things, so people are not going to be able to rub you the wrong way even if they tried. I'm just giving an example over here. You're really going to transcend duality by being in the most dual nature of yourself. And we have a lot of blue over here, so like I said, speaking your truth, your word is going to be very, very powerful and important. And you're also going to measure your words more properly, because and let me tell you, word is a very, very powerful superpower to have. Everyone speaks, but not everyone can write poetry. you know Not everyone is a magician. Not everyone can manifest things, but you can. And you'll also sort of understand how big of a deal this is. And you're going to be so much more grateful than you already are. And all these things are just going to further shift. You know all this is just going to further help you shift your timeline into being the best version of yourself, for you to be here in full blue. And I think that is very, very powerful. You're going to be able to create everything out of nothing, and that is no easy feat. And you're going to be doing that looking really, really good. And you're only going to get like hotter as time passes. Pile number one, please know that. But speak your truth. It doesn't matter who you're offending. Speak it. Speak it with compassion, speak it with love, and speak it with conviction of knowing what you are saying, because in your heart of hearts, you just know. And a lot of people are just waiting to be influenced by you, pile number one. So, don't be your biggest enemy over here is the message. Any other messages? Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number ones. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle, I'll give it in the description box below, and I'll see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number two. If you chose the Black Tarot, this is going to be your reading on where are you in your spiritual journey and where are you going. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family, help me tap into where is my pile number two in their journey and where are they going. Where is my pile number two in their spiritual journey? Okay, pile number two, we have 5 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 3 of Cups, the Magician, Ace of Cups, 6 of Swords, 9 of Cups, and 3 of Spears, which is Pentacles in this deck. So we have a lot of Cups card in this deck, in this reading, I mean. And I don't know, I just feel very all over the place. And while I was shuffling, I was just having shooting pain in my head, so I feel a lot of y'all are very, very burdened. I feel a lot of y'all are very, very stressed, and you're just not able to make sense of things. And it's really sort of putting a lot of pressure on your shoulder because, my shoulder was fine, but all of a sudden I'm having pain. And I feel there are a lot of distractions for you happening in your environment. And I think what is really necessary of you right now is to, yes, feel your feelings, but then also be able to look at things from an objective point of view where you're not feeling your feelings, and you've already felt your feelings, so you're already in that space of neutrality, and then sort of have a response rather than a reaction. And I feel right now is a time where you're being pulled from all directions. I think there is a lot of confusion. And you're sort of trying to just pick up the pieces and really figure out what to do next. And I think the more you sort of start panicking, the more you sort of continue striving, the more difficult it will be for you to sort of figure out the way. So I think what is really, really necessary for you, and I know this is very difficult to do, is probably just sit down and try to meditate, or just try to get your mind to be as empty as it can be of thoughts. I know it's impossible to get your mind empty of thoughts, but as empty as it can get, that will really be beneficial for you, because you are getting divine downloads, but you're not able to sort of figure out what is the divine download and what is your paranoia and your anxiety and your depression sort of clawing at you. So I think the more you're able to just quiet yourself and just purge things out and, get in a very still zone, in a very, very still space, the more you're able to just drop into the stillness, you will get answers to do exactly what you need to do. And I feel right now, or in the near future, you will have a lot of choices to make, and I feel you are already very sort of colored by your own past. Your own past is weighing very heavy on you. I feel there is a lot of emotional disappointments. I think a lot of people have disappointed you a lot, and I think the more you are able to sort of let go of what happened, the more you're able to still see that there is something for you to salvage for yourself and for yourself only. I'm not talking about the people who hurt you, but you'll sort of be able to see that sometimes the best teachers, are the worst people. The worst people teach us the best lessons. You're going to truly, truly understand this about yourself, and you're going to be really mastering your emotions. You're not going to be looking at your ability to daydream, because I feel this is my pile of daydreamers. You could have any prominent Pisces placements in your chart, and I have my Pisces in midheaven, and sometimes it gets very, very difficult for me to even keep two thoughts connected, because I'm just going from one thought to another. And I feel a lot of y'all struggle with that. A lot of y'all feel as if daydreaming is a bad thing. A lot of y'all feel as if your ability to just, go off in like another world is like a bad thing. But you need to understand that it is your superpower. Everyone is born equal, but not everyone is made like the other person. We're all very, very different, and we have very different and special things that we are here to do on earth. We're not just here for nothing. And I think the more you sort of understand this, and the more you sort of understand, think of yourself as a video game character, and you have been given a mace instead of a sword, but you are the kind of person who would be better at using a mace than a sword. And this is just a metaphor over here to really realize that the hand that you have been dealt is the exact hand you need to win by number two. You have to really, really understand this nuance, and you sort of have to, coming back to what I was saying about shifting perspective, you really have. My nose is itching. Yeah, my nose was itching, so we'll take that as confirmation. You are at a very imperative point in your life where you're going to be really creating the future that you want and the future you need. And like I said, you're going to have to really make a choice, and you will only be able to make the right choice when you realize that you have all the power within you. I feel a lot of y'all have placed your power outside yourself, and that is truly not serving, and it's not helping for you. It's really not helping. But I feel the more you stand up in who you are and do what needs to be done very unapologetically, that's when you're going to strike gold. And trust me, you will strike gold. You will sort of understand that your ability to daydream, again, this is just an example, your ability to daydream is, and I feel a lot of y'all are daydreamers here, you have to use that, and you'll be able to understand exactly how to use it to maximize, your harvest over here. You're a very, very powerful manifestors, and it's not easy. And I think when you do this, when you see that you do have a lot, you do have a lot to look forward to, and you know you'll sort of even see the clear path. You're just going to run. You're going to run towards where you need to be. Eight of Cups over here, he's quite literally running from what was. You're going to be able to completely leave your past, where it's not going to weigh you down in any sort of way, and you're going to be a free man, a free woman, a free whatever over here, however you choose to identify with. And I also feel that a lot of y'all in this pile feel very, very, very alone, and I just want you to know that you will attract the right kind of people who will truly see you for who you are. Because I feel all you ever wanted was to be seen for who you are, and I don't feel that has happened. I think people have really misunderstood you, misjudged you, done the most to sort of bring you down. But you're moving towards a space where you will have like-minded individuals, and you'll just be able to attract that naturally to yourself without any effort. The more you just start being yourself, and the more you truly start shining your light, because you have a lot of light within you by number two. And at some point you'll also understand that you're meant to have influence on other people as well. And you are my people, or you're going to truly lead by example. You're going to really show how it's done, and you're going to be really walking your path. And I feel like that itself is going to give you so much joy, so much contentment, so much fulfillment that you're not going to be looking for happiness outside yourself. You are at a very important stage in your spiritual journey where you're really seeing things for the way they are. So you're finally be able, you're finally at a stage in your spiritual journey, where you can see things for what they are. Therefore, you will be able to create what you truly need and what you want it to be. You're also realizing that you have all the strength and you have all the power, and the pen is truly in your hand to write your future, Pailamatu. You know, and I feel the more you become aware of it, the more you realize how much control you can exert by just your will, your pure will. You know, you're just going to be like unstoppable, and I feel you already are unstoppable. And I feel a lot of y'all are really going through it right now, and I just want you to know that the way you feel right now, it's not going to last forever. Things will change, and they will change for the better. You know, this is a very transitional phase in your life. This is a very important phase in your life. You're not going to forget this phase for a very long, long time to come, because this difficulty sort of made you. This adversity sort of made you. This adversity didn't stop you from growing. It helped you become the best version of yourself, and you're going to have so much more gratitude moving forward in the future for this. And what you're moving towards is, I feel a lot of y'all will travel in this pile. A lot of y'all will move countries, cities, states. A lot of y'all want a new home. You're going to get it. A lot of y'all want to just travel over here. That is also going to happen. And I think more than anything, a lot of y'all just want to escape your past. And my heart really goes out to you over here, pile number two. And I want you to know that you will be able to escape your past, without any sort of damage. You're going to come out fully being unscathed by whatever has happened to you. People are not even going to believe whatever you've sort of been through. I'm sort of getting that trope of, how all friends, they go into a haunted house, and it's always that one girl or one guy who sort of makes it out alive, who sort of lives to tell the tale. You're going to be that person. And having said that, I also want you to know that I feel a lot of y'all may have a lot of survivor's guilt, and I truly want you to know that, take time to process your survivor's guilt, because you truly deserve this. You truly deserve this abundance. You survived for a reason. You are a survivor for a reason, and you have a lot of resilience, which you would have never realized if you hadn't gone through the things that you went through over here by Lamatu. So, I think the more you're able to see the bright side of things, even when things are not working out for you, when you're able to see that it's actually happening for you, you're just going to be so chilled out, and you're going to be just really enjoying the present moment mindfully even more and more. And that itself is you unlocking your ability to get whatever you want, because you're just going to be so much more alive, so much more present in the current moment. And when I started this reading, I felt all over the place. There was a lot of distraction, there was a lot of noise, and I just feel I've sort of settled into your energy over here, Pailam. But you have a very calming energy, you have a very relaxing energy. You could be introverts over here, you don't have to be. And by that, what I mean is, you are the kind of person who would thrive alone, because you wouldn't have a lot of people draining you over here, and I can totally relate to this, pile number two, So I think the more you're just able to let yourself be, without sort of clawing at yourself, the brighter and more beautiful you will become. The more you'll just be able to radiate, this divine joy and glory that, you're very much going to be in. And, you're going to truly leave your past behind. It's not going to be able to reach you in any sort of way. And I feel a lot of y'all are in the public eye over here. So, no hater is going to be able to do anything to you. No black magic is going to work against you. You're very, very protected by number two. Please know this. And people can only hate from a distance, So let them keep doing that, because it's not going to matter, and you're going to get exactly what you've always wanted and even more. So you have nothing to you have nothing bad to lose, and you have everything to gain here. So I think you really need to just enjoy being yourself in the present moment, and know that time is not running out for you. You're exactly where you need to be, and things are happening exactly the way they need to be. So this is your confirmation. Stop panicking so much. Stop being so anxious, please. I love it. I'll shuffle some oracle. Okay, pile number two, we have two cards, Shine Your Light and Heart Chakra. And Shine Your Light reads, no one can do you as you can. Yet we sometimes feel the need to be a certain way, a way not aligned with our authentic self. It takes discipline to do what we love, especially if we are natural givers. It is easy to get caught up in other people's lives, tending to our own needs harms none, and we will have a lot more to give. It is time to collect our light and shift the vibration here on earth, starting with our own inner sense of being. We are sovereign beings. Regain compassionate empowerment and remember what lights up your world. So, you are very, very authentic, you're very, very unique, you're very, very special, and you have a very, very special path. And not everyone can go where you are going, Pailamba. To please understand this. You cannot take everyone you love to where you need to be. You have to really leave it behind to truly ascend. Ascension happens alone. And I really want you to understand this. And I understand, you really want to be there for everyone. You want to take care of everyone. You want to give everyone love. But who's going to give it to yourself? Because you're clearly not giving it to yourself right now. And I think it's very, very imperative that you start doing that. Like I said, like I said a while back, you're the kind of person you're going to really thrive if you're just by yourself because no one is going to be draining you. You have a beautiful journey to go inwards and really unlock who you truly are from your own inner depths. And I think the more you're able to do this, the more you're able to be there for yourself the way you have been there for other people who haven't really been deserving. That's when you're going to start seeing very, very big changes in your life. You're not even going to recognize who you used to be. You're not going to recognize who you used to be in the best way possible. So I think you really, really need to take this time and just honor how far you've come and how far you will be going from here. And pace yourself because it's going to be a very long journey, but it's going to be worthwhile. And you're just going to shine, you're just going to radiate, you're going to emit so much healing energy that people are going to be so attracted to you, especially if you're a healer here, tarot reader, Reiki healer, yoga teacher here of some kind, you're going to be killing it. And we have the Heart Chakra card, which reads Unfurling Back to Love. This chakra card represents love in its many forms. It reminds you that everything in life can unfold into love or fear. When unfurled back enough, the foundation of all you seek lies in the universal desire and the right to feel love and be loved. Love heals. God is love. This is the force that will change the world. Have compassion, expand your awareness and your heart-centered radiance for all beings on the planet. Encapsulate Earth in loving compassion. Bask in the blissful feeling of the planet in all its perfect balance, loving you back, So you're going to have a crazy heart chakra awakening. It's not easy. It's probably the most difficult awakening anyone can have. I think it's more difficult than, having a spiritual awakening or a Kundalini awakening because, your heart is the center. It is the gateway. It is the doorway. It is through your heart you can access any and every realm. It is through your heart that you're able to transmute things. An alchemist knows this. The alchemist's secret is the ability to transmute things by the highest vibration, which is love. And you're going to experience love itself in its highest vibration and in all its forms. You're going to really know love, embody love, be love, transmit love, give love. And it's very, very powerful. You're not even going to realize how many people are going to heal that just come in contact with you. And it's no easy feat. This level of heavy alchemy, it's no joke. So you've definitely been doing this from your past life because there's no way anyone can do this in one lifetime. I just want you to understand the gravity of it all and how important your life path is. Therefore, you need to understand how protected you are, and no one can take anything away from you. Your abundance, your future, everything that is meant for you is very much protected and it's not going to be taken away from you. No one can snatch that from you. So please let go of any sort of abandonment you feel, any sort of guilt, shame that you're still harboring within yourself, and you're just basically repressing it for it to come out in unhealthy ways, which is just daunting and very difficult to deal with and get through the day. So don't be your biggest enemy over here. And you're going to have intense transformations when your heart opens up, and your heart is going to open up. So brace yourself in the best way possible because I feel this is exactly what you need. And once you'll go through this very inner quiet change, everything around you is going to shift, and you will know this. Only you will know this. So really have that mindfulness and have that compassion for yourself. Give yourself that grace that is truly necessary to truly grow into the best version of yourself over here, you know. All your higher chakras are going to be active, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye, and your crown, you know. And having said that, you also have to ground your energy, you know, even if you live in a very cold place, go out 5 minutes for a walk. And if you live somewhere warm, please go walk bare feet on the grass. It will really, really help you. It will make all this easy. You're not going to feel as fatigued if you give yourself the time to go out. Trust me, it's the small, small things that make the biggest difference. You know, it's not about you making any drastic changes and throwing things out of your closet or whatever. You know, it's these very nuanced, tiny things that you shift in yourself for yourself, which yield the biggest and the baddest results, you know, that people are always sort of craving. So all is needed is an internal shift of perspective, and you're going to really master your emotions here in a very, very powerful, strong kind of way. Any other messages? Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number 2. Is again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. And I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose Murder of Crows Tarot, this is going to be a reading on where are you on your spiritual journey, where are you heading. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the cinema star family, help me tap into where is my pile number 3 in their spiritual journey and where are they heading. We thank you for these clear, concise, and accurate messages. We thank you for always guiding us, especially when we need it the most. Okay, pile number 3, we have the High Priestess, Justice, Tower, the Empress, Death, Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and here we have the High Priestess below the Empress, below the Queen of Pentacles, you know, so it doesn't matter if you're a guy, girl, whatever in the middle, it doesn't matter. You are very much in your divine feminine energy, you know, and I know a lot of men who are in their very divine feminine energy, you know, and you're showing up here as not just the High Priestess, but also the Empress, you know, and the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel this is the pile of my highly psychic babes. You know, you could be my tarot readers. And if you have a tarot channel, please leave it in the description box below. I would love to check it out. You know, you could be into tarot, astrology, Reiki, yoga, spirituality of whatever kind. You know, you could even be very religious. It doesn't matter. You know, but you have a very strong connection with spirit and you have a very strong connection with your ancestors, you know, and I'm using my crow deck, you know, and crows are my favorite, you know, they're my totem animals. So you're very much in touch with your own spirit guides. You're very much in touch with your own, you know, ancestral team, and you know you know how backed up you are in the spiritual realm. I don't even have to say this to you. You know, you're very powerful, and what you are is you are justice itself. You know, you are my trailblazers. You know, you have always been your own person, and you have been very unique. And you know, I would say you had a very difficult life, and I would say difficult than most people. You know, if like an average person's difficult life difficulty is this much, your difficulty has been this much. And I think finally you sort of understand that why. You know, you are also going to sort of understand what you truly want. You know, I think that is the main message over here, to truly realize what you truly want, and know that it is not beyond you, it is not beyond your jurisdiction, it is something you can have, you know. And I would say of all the 3 piles, you are my most spiritual people. You know, you're very psychic, you know, whether you practice spirituality overtly, or you know, you sort of are very covert with your spirituality, but it's a very potent thing. You know, you could very much practice magic over here as well. And what you are is a big mirror into people's lives. You know, no one on your path is by coincidence. Every person on your path has been put for a very specific reason, and often it's against your wishes, but God, universe, whatever you believe in, uses you as an example. You know, you are a trendsetter here, quite literally. You know, you may have a lot of people, and you may have even experiences growing up, you know, where you were bullied a lot. You know, you have a lot of people who sort of talk down on you, but then they sort of try to steal certain aspects of who you are, certain behavioral traits, whatever you have, maybe the way you dress, the way you speak, whatever it is. And it looks really cringe when they sort of copy you, but then they will sort of gaslight you into believing that you didn't inspire them, you know. So I want you to know that you are an inspiration to many, especially your haters over here. And you're very much in your divine feminine energy. So I want you to know that, and I think you already understand that you don't have to chase anything, but this is just a confirmation, just a reminder. You don't have to chase anything. You have to let things come to you because you're that magnetic, you're that attractive, you're that powerful. Pile number 3, please don't forget this about yourself. And we have very intense major arcana cards here. I think the spread is majorly just major arcana. And, we have justice and we have death. So you bring justice. You don't always like it, but you bring justice. You could even be very vocal. You could be very vocal about your political beliefs or whatever over here. But it's not just that. You quite literally deliver justice. So people who mess with you, they get instant karma. And I think people realize not to mess with you. It's sort of like you keep poking the hedgehog, but then the hedgehog gets its spikes out and it's game over. It's sort of like that. And I don't think people see it coming just because they find you to be so unalarming. They find you to be so like docile and just like a lazy crocodile in the water, but they don't know that the jaws can come down and guillotine your enemy basically. So you're very, very powerful, and like I said, you have always been used as an example, and you will be used as an example till you die. I feel a lot of y'all are in the public eye over here. A lot of y'all are public speakers here of some kind, and all of a sudden my voice was going. So please speak your truth. Your truth will set you free. Your truth will also give you, and speaking your truth will also give you more access to more knowledge. And for a lot of y'all in this pile, I feel you don't feel you're sort of confident enough, or you don't know enough to share. You don't know enough to heal people. But as a healer, take it from me, the more you work and focus on healing the collective, the more you work and focus on healing other people, that's how you will also heal. Healing is a never-ending thing, so you're never going to reach a point where you feel you're ready. You have to start now if you haven't already. And if you're already on the path, just know that abundance is coming, success is coming, the right people are coming at the right time for you. And I think this is my pile where I can very safely say that this can be you're very much the last life on earth. You probably won't be reincarnated on earth, and that's a great thing because no one wants to sort of continue rebirth and death in this cycle of samsara. But I think you sort of understand that and by that what I mean is you're very mindful, you're extra mindful, because I think subconsciously that you're not going to be able to experience these things ever again, really, not at least at this density. So you're really making the most of your life, and you should. You have to understand that even if you have been placed in the worst kind of circumstances, that is exactly what you need to grow. You are like this very, very special magical lotus that blooms in the muckiest and the darkest parts of the lake. You are that very, very sort of immortal lotus over here, And what I really want to say is you could have some very prominent Scorpio placements, or you could have major planets in the 12th house and the 8th house. And as someone who has a lot of planets in the 12th house, what I would like to say is you don't know a lot of things about yourself, and you learn new things about yourself, and you will go through this constant sort of tearing down, breaking down, dying, being reborn in this very lifetime. You're going to experience a lot of lifetimes in this very life, and that is not easy stuff. You're sort of evolving into the best version of yourself every second, and I think your evolution is also much faster than you realize. You're able to achieve things, you're able to learn things, and I feel these are spiritual things. You're able to grasp spiritual concepts much easily because you've done this before. You've done divination before, you've read philosophy before in your past lives, you've practiced magic before, you've practiced yoga before. All of this is not new to you. You're just at the final mastery, at the pinnacle of the stage. You're very, very advanced. You're very, very advanced. I don't even know why you're listening to this reading, honestly. But you have to know one thing about transformations is it never gets easy. And even for a minute, you find yourself to be comfortable. That means that you're probably going to have another tower coming, which will really shake you up. And it's a very humbling experience, as someone who goes through it very often would say. But it is exactly what you need to grow. So you understand delayed gratification, you understand growth happens only in some real adverse situations. But what it will give you is a sense of conquest. It'll give you a sense of achievement, because everything you have built from ground up, and that is not easy. And you have been able to do this in a very like special kind of way. You don't operate like most people do. You're definitely not the kid who finished school, finished college, got an engineering degree, or studied medicine, settled down, made their parents happy. No, you are definitely my black sheeps. You're definitely the kind of people that no one thought would amount into anything. And God hides you in plain sight from your enemies. And God will also parade you. God will parade you in front of everyone who didn't believe in you. Trust me on this. You have a very, very special path, and it's not just about you. Sadly, not sadly, but it's so much more. You're going to be affecting so many lives in such a grand way, and you may not even realize it. You may not even see the complete extent of the impact you have on other people, but you have it. You sort of put people through an irreversible change, and you know that's giving very earth angel energy. You're very, very, very special, and I'm not just saying it. I have to be very honest in my readings. I wouldn't get the messages otherwise. So I just truly want you to know how special you are, and get my advice is just to get very, very comfortable with change. Even if you hate it, start liking it, or just start getting used to it, because you will get used to it, and you just won't get used to it. You will ace it. You're going to ace extreme transformations. That's not easy. That's not easy at all. And I want you to know that the way you're feeling right now, you're not going to feel forever. This is a very important but a very transitional phase in your life. The worst is over. I know you feel the PTSD, but the worst is truly over. The past is not going to repeat itself because you've learned your lessons. Pile number 3. I know that. I know you know that. So just know that things are improving for the best. If people are falling out of your life like flies, even if these are old school friendships that you've had for 10, 20 years, let it all go. You have something better coming in for you. If you're losing a car, know you're getting a better car very, very soon. If you lose your house, know you're going to get a bigger house. Quite literally, whatever's been taken away from you, you're going to have something better coming in that place. If you lost a partner, you're going to get a nicer, hotter, more loving partner. It's very much there for you. It's destined. You've really taken your time to create everything out of nothing. You've really cemented yourself where you are. And a lot of y'all, this is a general reading, so a lot of y'all specialize in very, very different things, and you're going to be the king of it. You're going to be the queen of your domain, and you're going to really be helpful. You would be the kind of people who would really push others to gain an extra skill. For example, I'm just giving an example. You could be a computer science person, and you're not the kind of person who would not want others to do computer science because it's your thing. You're not going to be gatekeeping. You're going to be quite the opposite. You're going to bring people in. You're going to help people understand, coding or whatever. I'm just whatever. I don't get like computer references. I don't even know why I was giving that, but you get what I mean. You are the kind of person who would really get someone in and teach everything you have to teach them, so they would get better, because you understand that if someone else is progressing, it is also your progress, and you really sort of experience that ego depth. You really experience that non-boundary, of how we all are so connected at the source. And you really understand and you honor that, and you see that betterment of even one person is the betterment of the whole humanity, because we are the whole contained in one, and vice versa. So yeah, we got very deep. So I would say fall as deep as you want into the rabbit hole, and know that you will be smart enough to get out of it. You know exactly where the exits are. No matter how deep the rabbit hole gets, you can always walk your way out of it. And I think solitude is also going to be very, very important for you, because the most important thing on your journey, my advice would be to truly know what you want and your heart's desire. What is your long-term vision? You can't just say, oh, I just want to be happy. Yes, you want to be happy, but then what? So you have to construct your reality, basically. And that is, again, not an easy thing to do. And it means you have to be in full ownership and full accountability of who and what you are. and also just sort of understanding that at a deeper level, and keep delivering this justice with love. You're not going to be bothered. I don't think you were bothered in the past. I don't think you really cared about what people thought, but you're going to enter this new era in your life where you're really not going to care what people think about you. You're going to get things done. Justice is always seen with a sword, and she will swing it mercilessly because she doesn't operate on emotions. She operates on knowing the truth, being the truth, embodying the truth, you know, and operating from that space. You're going to really cut out anything that no longer serves you: people, places, things, habits, whatever. Smoking, drinking, whatever addictions you have, you're going to let it all go. And you're going to become the most powerful, exalted version of yourself. You're very much guided. You're very, very much guided. I'm sure you're seeing feather signs, synchronicities. And I think the more you go into your spirituality, the more you liberate yourself from the samsara. I feel the more intense the signs, synchronicities are going to get for you. It's like alchemy of the highest order. You're practicing some really powerful magic over here. And needless to say, you will have all the stability you want, you'll have all the money you want, and then some. Stop worrying about money. I feel a lot of people are worrying about money over here. There's nothing to worry. And we have the Eight of Wands. So it's these small changes. It's these very internal shifts that will be mirrored into your outside world. And once you're sort of able to make that switch, everything around you will just sort of fall like dominoes, and you'll be creating a brand new earth from within. It's all going to come out. And it's very powerful, and it's very beautiful to even witness. I'm really picking up some really powerful, beautiful, healing energy over here, pile number 3. You definitely are healers, whether you practice healing or not. You may have even noticed that certain of your wounds heal much faster than other people's can. You naturally have a very strong sense of immunity. So just know that you're very, very protected. No one can take you down. You're only going to go up, 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 and even more up. And I'm all of a sudden reminded of this anime I watched on Netflix. It's called Shaman King, and it's an anime about shamans, and that's what I'm picking up here. You have a very strong shamanic energy, and what happened in that anime basically was every time a shaman would die, almost die, and sort of come back to life, they would be even stronger than they have ever been. They would be even more powerful, and they would get more access to their own spiritual energy. And I feel this is going to happen to you. Like I said, get comfortable with change, get comfortable with constantly transforming, because that is what's going to happen to you. You're going to die, you're going to be reborn, you're going to come back. And you're going to come back even stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Like, I'm getting like Super Saiyan over here. You're going to be that powerful. And you will only be given this much amount of spiritual responsibility and impeccability after being tested, and you're not afraid of tests. I get it. You may be a little tired, but you're not afraid. So put your best foot forward right now, because, you will have whatever you wish. Whatever you want to create for yourself will be created. You're quite literally the Empress over here. You could have prominent Taurus placements in your chart, or you could be a Taurus or a Libra. But a lot of Earth energy, Virgo and Capricorn as well. And I'm getting Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah. So I think you really need to just keep doing what you're doing, because you're basically just killing it. This is a very powerful reading. Shuffle some oracle. Anything I missed? This card is jumping out to me. We'll take it. We have Star Seer, so you could identify as being a star seed over here, especially blue avian, since we have birds. And Star Seer reads, have you ever headed towards a specific destination, but instead of it being where you ended up, the journey was the catalyst for getting you where you were meant to go? Wow. Have you ever felt nothing was working out as planned, but then it all came together perfectly? This card depicts intuition as a goddess lifting us to see where we are going and the star she sees in us. The journey may not go as planned, but the outcome is better than you thought possible. Let the serendipities unfold. Allow space for unexpected opportunities, even when the route is not as direct as you imagine. Listen to your intuition and know that you have You've got this. So a lot of y'all may be in the public eye, a lot of y'all may be my tarot readers, my astrology babes. Whatever you do, some kind of public speaker, you're going to get more recognition, you're going to get more fame. Keep going. You're going to succeed a lot. If you're making music, you're going to succeed. If you're dancing, whatever you're doing, if you're making weird frequencies, you're going to be the best at it. So keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing right now, because you're one of a kind and you're winning and you're climbing up this ladder and becoming the best version of yourself. And I think this pile, I would say specifically, you have really attracted some really horrible, narcissistic, parasite energies around you, because people just want to snuff out your light, but your light will never be snuffed out, and even if it's snuffed out, it's going to come back again. It's going to be brighter, more shiny, more beautiful than it has ever been, and like I said, you're going to constantly evolve, grow. If you're in the public eye, your platform is going to grow. So just keep doing what you're doing, because you're killing it. And I would say, when it comes to love, and I know a lot of y'all want to ask about love in this pile, I would say the person that you're truly meant to be with, it's not going to be someone you choose. It's going to be someone God or the universe will quite literally deliver in your lap. Like I said, Empress, Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess, you don't have to chase anything. Even if you just want ice cream, you can just telepathically get ice cream. You're that powerful, pile number 3, and I'm not joking. So you have to understand your jurisdiction. You have to understand your own divinity, your own power, and just how magical you are. And just know that you're going to be affecting a lot of people in the process. In your own inner alchemy, in your own personal alchemy. So many people's lives are going to be entwined for the better. You're going to raise the vibration of a collective, and that's not easy. It's breathtaking to watch. And you're going to really glow like an angel. So this is a very, very powerful reading, and just know that you will heal completely from anything and everything that is weighing you down. You're going to feel so light that you couldn't even imagine feeling so light. I think you've really just forgotten the joys of simple things. So I think it's very important for you to still maintain a very dark sense of humor, or if you don't have a dark sense of humor, please get one. If only when we're able to joke about things that have truly happened to us, and the worst possible things, that's the only way to sort of be free of it. I'm not saying that you have to, joke and hide your feelings, things like that. No. Completely acknowledging things that have happened, no matter how messed up they were, and really seeing it for what it was, and still being able to laugh about it, and knowing that, things could have been much worse, but it hasn't. So you don't even need any people's words in your ear. You don't even need my words in your ear. You already know. This is just a confirmation reading. You're on the right path. You're very much there. You're very much close to getting everything you've always wanted, and then some. So now is not the time to give up. Now is really not the time to, put down your feet. Keep up the momentum, even if it gets difficult. And I know, consistency is the most important thing. So please be consistent. You've really, really got this. And your third eye is just going to be so much more open than it has ever been. You're going to be able to see things that you've never seen. You're going to be experiencing dimensions that you've never had. Your lucid dreaming, your ability to astral project, your ability to meditate, all your yoga practice, all of it is just going to skyrocket. And you're going to skyrocket in the best way possible. So that is very, very, very awesome and very, very powerful, I would say. So any other messages? Yeah, so that's all I have for my pile number 3s. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading. And I'll see you guys in your next reading. Thank you.